all right? Well, there's a passage of scripture in the gospel recorded by Matthew chapter number 5. You would turn expeditiously there. If you don't have a paper Bible but an electronic Bible, get it on your iPhone or your iPad. Now I'm going to read it to your hearing, verse number 13. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt loses saltiness, how will it become salty again? It's good for nothing except to be thrown away and trampled under the feet of men. That's all I need. Last week we started the salt series from Matthew chapter number 5, verse number 13. You are the salt of the earth. And we want to continue with that this Sunday. As the salt of the earth, you should be doing at least two things. Number one, you should be leading people to Christ. And that begs the question, and I need to ask it whether I want to or not. When was the last time you led somebody to Christ? That's a rhetorical question, don't answer. But answer it for yourself. That's number one. Number two, you should be helping people become disciples. Helping them to become all that they can be in Christ Jesus. This thing of winning souls is best done one-on-one. But the question is, how do you do it? How do we equip people to win souls? First of all, you don't want to be that guy. You know who that guy is, don't you? That guy is the one who every time you see them, they're running up to you quoting a bunch of scripture. You don't want to be that guy. He's the one when people see him coming, they say, here he comes. Or here she comes again. You don't want to be that guy. You need to know scripture, but you don't need to beat people up with scripture. If they ask you, what does the Bible say about this, or what does the Bible say about that, you should be equipped to tell them. But the Bible is not a weapon for you to use to beat people into shape. I'm preaching that, y'all. So what is the secret to winning people for Christ? What is the pattern that God gives for getting people saved? Well, I'm glad you asked the question, because over the next few weeks I'm going to give you the pattern that Jesus used, and the basis for that is going to be Matthew chapter number 5, where it sets the stage for you all the salt. We looked at this thing of salt last week and found out that salt does several things. Am I right about it? Yeah. Salt pulls the flavor out of food. I talked about the broccoli casserole. It didn't have no taste. And they wouldn't bring me no salt. I pushed it to the side of the plate and didn't eat it. We, as children of God, as salt of the earth, are called to pull the best out of people that we come in contact with. So the question is, are you pulling the best out of people, or are you pulling the worst out of people? Pittsburgh Steelers fans bring the worst out of people. Waving their old gold towels and wearing their old black and gold jackets. I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. And last week it was almost worth losing to Baltimore just to keep Pittsburgh out of it. You're salt. You're the seasoning that pulls the best out of people. And you know, I'm right about it. You know that person. Because somebody pulled the best out of you. They helped you to become all that God called you to be. So number one, salt is seasoning. It brings the best out of people. Number two, salt is a preservative. We are to be preservers of truth. God calls us to speak truth to power. God calls us to speak and preserve truth because our culture is bent on calling lies the truth and truth a lie. And when you stand up for truth, they're going to say all kinds of wrong things about you. But you got to stand up for truth whether they talk about you or not. You got to stand up if you're the only one standing and nobody stands with you. Number three, salt is to be a catalyst. Somebody write that down, a catalyst. When salt is joined or intertwined or mixed with other substances, things change. Salt changes water's density and makes things easier to float. You put salt on ice and the ice melts. God has called us to be a catalyst. That means when you walk in the room, things should change. When you move into a neighborhood, the neighborhood should change. When Allen Temple Community Economic Development Center built houses in the Sterling community, moved into the Sterling community, that community started to change. When we built houses on Echo Street, the southern side started to change. When we built houses on McCall Street and West Street and Perry Avenue, those neighborhoods started to change. Because ATC has a soup kitchen and a festival of light, we change things in this community. Presence should change things. It should change the makeup of things and the outlook of people. It should change. After I started preaching, I would go back over to the southern side and then I'd walk in. And when I walked in, they started hiding their drinks. They stopped cussing. He come, put it down. And I would walk in and tell them, don't put it up, don't stop now because God's been in the room the whole time. What I learned from that experience was when I walk into a room, my presence should change the atmosphere. People ought to change when I walk through the door. The question is, when you walk in a room, do people sense a God in you to change their behavior? You see, when you walk in a room, you are an ambassador for the Most High God, and people ought to change. That's what salt does. If you walk in a room, attitudes don't change, and organizations don't change, and people don't change. The Bible says that you're useless, and you might as well be cast down and trodden under the feet of men. We are called to be change agents, to change cultures and change society and neighborhoods and communities and people. Touch somebody and say, make a change.
Make a change.
Now. How do you season? How do you preserve and how do you be a catalyst? By winning people to Christ. That's how you do it. The first thing to do in order to win people to Christ is you have to serve. So somebody say serve.
Serve.
Now I know for some of you, service is a dirty word. Because some people don't want to serve anybody. All they want to do is be served. I know I'm right about it. Now we don't do it at our church. It doesn't happen at our church. But at the church down the street, when there are visitors and food is served, they don't wait for the guests to eat. They prepare to go plates and hide them under the cabinet and take them out to their car. So the preacher in the church down the street outlawed aluminum foil and to go plates at his church.
All right, preach.
But the non-serving people wouldn't be outdone. So they start carrying big pocketbooks with ziploc bags and aluminum foil. Because they don't want to serve anybody but themselves. And you know what the truth of the matter is? Maybe that's why they haven't won anybody to the Christ lately. Maybe it's because they haven't served. The word serve, this word serve, nobody wants to do it. And, really, they look at it as a cuss word. Not a curse word, but a cuss word. We don't curse, we cuss. I want to tell you that if you're going to win anybody to the Christ, you have to find ways to serve them. Tell somebody to say, serve them.
Serve them.
Now I know that this is not how people normally function. I know it's not what you're accustomed to, but it's my assignment to challenge you as a church to serve. Throughout Scripture, it tells us how important it is to serve God's people. In Matthew 25, it says, one day we are going to have to stand before God and give an account of our life. And on that day, we're going to be judged on how we've served. Tell somebody, say, are you serving?
Are you serving?
In John chapter 13, Jesus served. He was God himself, wrapped up in flesh, but he served. Jesus got on his knees and washed the feet of his disciples. Oh, yes, he did. Now I know that doesn't seem like it's much to wash somebody's feet, but he knew that one of the person's feet that he was washing was going to betray him. Could you really wash the feet of somebody you knew didn't like you?
Hard.
Or somebody you knew was trying to do you in? That's what Jesus did. He washed Judas's feet. That tells us that we have to serve not just